what is evolution? If we see, evolution doesn't tell more about how life came to Earth. It dwells more on life after its existence, diversified into mind-boggling diversities of organisms we see today. So, evolution is the process of change in all forms of life over generations, and evolutionary biology is the study of how evolution occurs. How do the biological population evolve? Biological populations evolve through genetic changes that correspond to changes in the organism's observable traits. Do you know the major processes that lead to the evolution? It's natural selection. Natural selection is one of the important theories of evolution. Let us study it in detail. When did evolution by natural selection start? When cellular forms of life with different metabolic capabilities originated on Earth. To put it simple, metabolism is the process by which your body converts what you eat and drink into energy. Darwin made a sea voyage around the world in a sail ship and made some observations with respect to natural selection. Perhaps the bottom line of the Darwinian theory of evolution is natural selection. Do you know at what extent natural selection is important? Through the process of natural selection, favorable traits are transmitted through generation and it leads to speciation. So, what exactly is speciation? It is a process where the individuals within a population undergoes changes so that they become a new and distinct species. The rate of formation of new species by natural selection depends on the life cycle or the lifespan. In case of microbes, they multiply fast and become millions and trillions in a few hours. Can you say what will be the result when we change a component of the medium where the bacterial colony is growing? Let us say a species of bacterium A grows on potato dextrose agar medium. Now, to this medium, we add a different constituent, thereby change in the medium. Gradually, a different population or a variant population grows over the previous medium. That is, a new species B will be formed that can survive the change in the medium. What does a variant mean? A variant is a term used to describe a subtype of a microorganism that is genetically distinct from the main strain. Now, guess which species is more fit for survival in the changed medium? Species B, isn't it? Nature makes fit choices. Fitness simply means reproductive success. Based on hereditary traits, one is said to be fit. Therefore, selection and evolution requires a genetic basis. The capacity to adapt is inherited. Adaptive ability leads to the end result, that is fitness, which is chosen by nature. So, there are two key concepts of Darwinian theory of evolution: branching descent and natural selection are the concepts. Branching descent is the process by which a new species arises from common descent, and natural selection is the process in which survival of the fittest occurs. Do you know whose statue is this? Yes, it is Jean-Baptiste Lamarck. He is a French naturalist who proposed the theory of inheritance of acquired character. Well, what was his theory all about? He said that the evolution of life form had occurred by using and disusing of organs. Example, giraffes and reptiles. Do you know how long necks of giraffes has a theory behind it? Lamarck stated that giraffes had to adapt to stretch their neck to continuously eat leaves from large trees. They passed on this character to the next generation. Over many years, they came to acquire long necks. Was this theory accepted? What do you think? No. Lamarck's theory was rejected because no mechanism was proposed as to how this process takes place. Another example is whales. As an outcome of inherited effects of disuse, they lost their hind limbs. I have a doubt here. Is evolution a process or the end result of a process? If we describe the story of the world, evolution is regarded as a process. But when we explain the story of life on Earth, evolution is the end result of a process called natural selection. For example, Darwin's finches. We are still not clear whether to regard them as separate process or results of some unknown process. The work of Thomas Malthus influenced Darwin to propose the theory of natural selection. Members of a population compete for resources, and due to lack of resources, only a few of them survived and expanded at the expense of the rest. This is termed as survival of the fittest. What was the conclusion from this theory? Darwin's opinion was those organisms with heritable variation use their resources more efficiently and will produce a large number of offsprings. Therefore, after generations and generations, those who survive will give rise to more progenies, resulting in a change in the characteristics of the population. Hence, new forms of life appear to arise after many generations. Do you know where the variations come from? Mendel had discussed heritable element that affects phenotypes or morphological traits. Darwin didn't speak about variations. Another scientist by the name Hugo de Vries developed concepts of mutation in the 20th century as a result of his research on evening primrose. A mutation is a change in the DNA sequence of an organism either by a deletion, insertion, or rearrangement. He noticed in his cultivation of evening primrose randomly appearing new varieties, and he regarded them as mutation. It is evident that there are differences in both Darwinian and Hugo de Vries theories. What are those differences? De Vries thought that rather than the heritable variation that Darwin mentioned, abrupt, huge variations develop in a population are what drive evolution. While Darwin's changes are modest and variations are directional, de Vries said mutations are random and non-directional. Darwinian evolution was slow and gradual, whereas de Vries believed that mutations cause speciation and hence called it saltation or single-step large mutation. We saw natural selection and its importance in evolution in this session. Also, the session gave you an idea of Lamarckism, saltation, etc. What do you think? Is evolution a gradual process or a single-step process? Think about it. Let's summarize what we have learned.
Manorama Horizon. Learning made simple.